Could it be the solution to the immigration crisis on our southern borders? U.S. Senator David Vitter has introduced a bill that would stop the influx of unaccompanied alien children coming into the U.S. illegally. Among other things, it stops them and sends them back. Senator Vitter joins us this morning. Great to see you. Thanks
Good to see you, John. Thanks for the invite.
What's the main message of your bill?
Well, the main message is that in order to stop this growing wave, we need to do some simple common sense things, and that is basically deport them. Folks are coming here more and more because they know they won't be turned back, and in most cases they won't ever be deported and brought back. They get a slip of paper that says show up in court in 8 months, and guess what? The huge majority, way over 90%, never do and are essentially never heard from again. So we need to detain these people, of course treat them properly and humanely, and but quickly have a hearing and deport them right there, not integrate them into American society, not move them into Louisiana or anywhere else.
I've had people ask me, why can't we just shut the door, just stop it? Just stop it.
Yeah, well, we have never shown the will to really have that enforcement at the border, and that's a problem. And this wave goes back to about 2010, and it really started surging when President Obama announced that he wouldn't be taking any prosecutorial action against most minor children. And that's when the word went out really far and wide in Central and South America for these unaccompanied alien children to come in particular.
So your bill would stop them,
yes,
but then it would expedite their being sent back home pretty quickly.
Yes, so they wouldn't be given a pass, go stay with relatives and show up in court in 8 months, which of course never happens. They wouldn't be moved to states like Louisiana. They would be detained right there and then very quickly deported.
And that would happen right now. In the long term, what do you see happening down the pike that, in terms of reforming immigration law?
Yeah, well, this bill of mine is just focused on this immediate crisis, sure, because this is a crisis in a lot of ways, including a humanitarian crisis. A lot of folks say it is a humanitarian crisis, and they're right. But of course, having a policy as we do, which only encourages more of this activity, more minors to be put in the hands of criminal gangs, is not a humanitarian policy. So I'm focused on that. More broadly, I think we do need to start with enforcement as this bill does, and take it a step at a time, but not have a big amnesty. Start with enforcement.
What kind of reaction have you gotten? You just filed a bill. What kind of reaction have you gotten so far?
Very, very positive. I think this crisis, and it is a crisis, is uniting most Americans around a common sense conclusion that we can't just allow this flow to continue and have it unabated. It's going to encourage more and more of these children to be put in criminals' hands, and that's bad for them, and it's unsustainable for us as a country.
Well, we have you here. How's
Sure.
How's your run for governor going?
Oh, it's great. I'm going all around the state on a regular basis. In the next 6 to 8 weeks, we're having leadership forums all around the state on key issues that the next governor will face in his or her administration. And here in Baton Rouge, we're going to have one on higher education and also transportation infrastructure.
Just in a nutshell, what's the number one thing you're hearing from voters? I mean, what's on their minds right now?
Well, a lot of key issues: K through 12 education, higher education, highways, traffic bottlenecks. Hear about those all the time. But I think what folks most want is real leadership, focused on what Louisiana truly needs, not focused on politics either here or nationally.
Well, David, we thank you for joining us this morning.
Thanks
we
very much.
invite you to come back anytime.
I'll be back.
Bring us up to date
Thank you.
on the campaign and what's going on in Washington.
Great.
We appreciate it. Coming up.